Hey folks, Dave here, and welcome back to Fallout 4 and my massive Minutemen prison settlement here at the custom settlement location of Thicket Excavations. This is the final part, part 4, of a massive settlement build and tour with my good friend Joel. If you're starting out here in part 4, you're probably going to be a bit lost, so I might suggest that you go back and watch part 1 instead, and then come on back to parts 2 and 3 as well, before you head down the road here with part 4, where we're going to be touring the guard locations and some of the defensive bunkers, and finally we're going to have a simulated quarry prison riot here, and see how all of my turrets and defenses hold up. Let's go ahead and dive right back in. Up here where the previous occupants had like a pretty crappy shack on the edge of the cliff, you can see that we've got it reinforced now, and this is actually our warden's house and kind of his command center as well. You see just a bit of that original shack left. Now notice, to protect the warden, because he is up here kind of near the edge of the settlement, right? Like, it's kind of dangerous. He's got lots of pikes and barbed wire. Basically, anybody trying to jump down is going to be in rough shape. And you've got the turrets to fire back. And additionally, the main part of his house was actually constructed from some of those industrial prefabs that were brought in.
He's got a sunbathing.
Yeah.
Launch it, or...
The idea, again, is that, you know, it's hard to jump down and attack it, and gunfire would be difficult to penetrate the kind of modular unit part of it. And then, you know, security fencing and the Minutemen flag. All requirements for order and safety. He's even got a little patio out here, and like a little awning with the pillars. Just some slight nice details for, you know, being the warden of the Minutemen's largest prison facility. By far. I hope this is the largest. We've gone too far.
Yeah. There will be no others.
Tight quarters, but cozy. Inside here. He's got a painting of his own personal hero.
I imagine he doesn't want that. I imagine those are given to anyone in higher up.
I imagine it's like being in the Soviet Union in like the 60s, where it's like you have a painting of the chairman in your office.
Yeah.
Like, you absolutely do.
Yeah. Now he may love this. He may love his job.
That's what he tells me.
Everyone tells you what you want to hear, though, Dave.
Yeah, I do.
So do I. Totally love this build.
Great build, fantastic.
Really awesome build.
Over here is his desk and workspace. You can see he's got a bank of monitors for all those security cameras, which looks much more lore friendly than the ones I've been having to use. You know, having to use those Institute ones was not pleasing my lore, so I paid money literally for a lore friendly bank of monitors and cameras. Look at that texture work, though, Joel. Look at that. That's some good texture work. For all the loudspeakers shouting, he's got his microphone on his desk. And plenty of records. Keep track of who's supposed to be in the prison, and like the quotas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, more stone for sanctuary. They're building that Capitol building bigger. Stuff like that. And this is what the inside of his capsule looks like. Again, the idea being security. He's got his own, like, apartment-style kitchen almost.
I think it's the piping coming from the kitchen.
He's got, his own water piping going through here.
Oh my gosh.
To get water to the sink here. That pleases me greatly. I can just end the tour right here. You notice the water pipe.
Would you?
It's
just kidding. Don't kill me.
He's got his reading glasses. Definitely feels like a a warden's, pleasant bedroom with his favorite weapons on display above the headboard.
Oh, the knife falls down.
And I even, to make the wiring look better, being like inside of a capsule, I used the conduit to wire it so that it would look cleaner, because that's what a conduit, or what a capsule would have, would be conduit wiring. He's got his heart curtains for his shower and his toilet. And then, of course, bulletproof glass facing the quarry. So, little bathrobe right there. Mat. And we've added on this shack piece onto the original shack right here, which is his living quarters.
Wow, where'd you get that carpet?
Pretty fancy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Went to one of those storage buildings where we get all the Minutemen statues from, all that pre-war stuff. Nice.
Is that a mod?
It's a mod. Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I hate the default ones you can use in this.
I love it because it fits the theme, the kind of 60s space age.
No, it's great. It's nice to have some more variety.
Yeah, variety is always good. And we actually had an issue with the door here, so I had to remove it. So for now, he's just got a permanent great view of the quarry. But we'll get his door back in. Look at this, Joel. I went through with conduit to add a mount for the fan so it would look good, hanging over the open space there. And the conduit wraps throughout the entire building, along with... Didn't notice that little guy, did ya?
Is that for his safety or for your safety, Dave?
Yes. And then a speaker in case announcements come from the capsule, the command capsule, instead of his office. He has control here for all the defenses, sirens. The capsule's primary, but in case the capsule does get, I don't know, Fat Man or something. People always... Okay, nitpick moment. The occasional comment I get going, a couple Fat Mans would tear that down real quick. Yeah, we get it. The game's got miniature nuclear missiles.
Yeah.
That breaks everything in the game.
Yeah. Every one of your builds is blown up too. The only way you're gonna survive is if you go deep down underground and no one knows where the entrance is.
Yeah.
But in that case, I'll find your underground cave, go there with a bunch of the nukes, and blow it up from the inside.
According to the lore, Fat Man should be incredibly rare, and no one should know how to use them.
But it's a game and it's fun.
Yeah, so I use Fat Mans. But don't you call me out on it. Yeah, he's got his lounge chair out here so he can enjoy the great view of his domain. Which is honestly, that's a pretty imposing view if you're into that kind of, tyranny.
Also, even if someone takes you out with one Fat Man, the rest of the guys are going to come and slaughter you. You're going to get one bomb off and everyone's going to come slaughter you. So yeah, congratulations, you blew up something. But you're also going to die. You're also going to be hanging from the gallows.
Guess what? The Minutemen's 40 artillery pieces are now raining fire down because I built 40 artillery pieces. That is our warden's house. We can head on out the door here. And notice this guy gets railings. Some of these drops are kind of dizzying.
Have you tried Fallout VR yet?
No, I don't know if it has better Oculus support yet. I need to look into that. Let's head on down. Yeah, so as you can see, it's got tiered security, like I mentioned, for all the walkways, so that, you can hop down some of these ledges, but that's some big leaps, and it's going to be slow going, and you are going to get noticed. That's the whole key. Defense in depth is how we make it work. And we fix the railings so you don't die coming down the stairs. I think it was this one right here was the most terrifying for me. Just right. Oh, or maybe that one.
Dude, your character walks so fast you speed off.
So now that we're back down at our main entrance to the prison, we're gonna head on up this way. This is the corridor essentially that prisoners are taken down as they head to their doom, more or less. And they go right underneath the watchtower right there. And you can see down onto that first tier. So if you live up here in one of these swankier boss shacks, you do get some actual sunlight and fresh air. Which again, given how smoky it is down there, the fresh air is probably the most important thing, the biggest perk that you have for being up here. You can see we've got some of our Minutemen guards patrolling around. He's got his Tommy gun ready for action. And this guard tower's got a great view of Well, just about everything, including our main gate that leads down to the secondary gate. It wouldn't be a Dave build without unnecessary levels of security. But hey, it's a prison.
Which can all be destroyed by a fact.
By what? Next up, we're going to head down this way, where some of our power lines are coming through here to feed some of these extra spotlights and, of course, security cameras. Surprise, surprise. We're going to head out here to our command capsule, as I call it. Our suspended command center that controls all the lights and weapons and a few other things as well, including the flamethrowers, which we can use.
Yeah.
So this is our officer on duty. She's obviously seen a few things, lots of experience. She's going to give command of the capsule over to us. We're going to make the walk out to take a look. Carefully avoiding the edge. I'm not great with controllers. This could have gone really bad. Yeah, I used a wire in some of the quarry like poles to make the
That's cool.
to make the railing. And here's our capsule door. Ah, we actually have a second guard on station who is blocking the flamethrower. Let's see, we've got our security cameras here
So why is this hanging over it?
to get the spotlights as far down into it as we could.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, edge lights just would not get down to the bottom. It's an absolutely huge quarry, so that's the idea behind this. It's got plenty of command equipment. You have your radio for communicating with other settlements. You have your microphone for shouting, and then again, if someone else is using the microphone, you can hear through the speaker right there. And then right here, you can watch the elevator as whoever comes up does so, and then
Oh,
he's watching.
he's cool. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, surprise.
I'm sorry. Is that a problem? You got a problem with ghouls, Joel?
My character Joel. I've got a problem with everyone.
Okay. Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
And that is what it looks like. Yeah, so if you try to...
Someone's complaining, I'm so cold. Send him up the elevator.
That's what's waiting for you if you try and sneak up the supply elevator. Sure glad the dogs hadn't wandered in there. That could have been really bad. And then, of course,
cool.
we have controls over those large doors. And actually, that was one of the hard things to design here was for both the crane area and this secure cage was figuring out how can we leave enough room to get these big components out while still enclosing it with a door. There's not a lot of big door options. And also, we had this support crane right here we couldn't move because it was holding up the capsule. It's a lot of awkward stuff to work with. Very, very tight quarters. But that is our command capsule on the inside. It's also got its own defensive turrets right there, as you can see. And right there, a firework launcher so that we can signal sanctuary. What else is close? Bedford Station, of course, is like right down the road.
Huge cables.
Yeah. Yeah, I did some really, really heavy-duty steel cables there. That's the firework button right there. But then there's also, behind this switch right here, one big button.
Do you drop a nuke?
So this is basically, I guess quite literally the nuclear option. You know, if the rioting gets out of hand, they've burned the factory down, so, you know, no more value down there anymore for us.
They don't want to get them out.
Yeah, like, why bother? You know, they're arming themselves, they're rising up. You hit that last switch, and we got this sucker right here.
Yay! It comes full circle. I was wondering what was in there. I thought it might have been a body.
Yeah, so that is actually a very large atomic bomb. So that's probably enough to wipe out the entire first and probably second tier. And a lot of the stuff up here would end up collapsing
And
too.
the guy up there, yeah, he's like, I'm probably going to die on this too.
Yeah,
Hopefully, maybe it should have a time. It has a timer.
what's the timer on that, you think? Like 15 seconds maybe?
No, 60 seconds. It's not going to be that crazy. Like, you'll have time to hit it and run.
That's true. I guess atomic bombs can be something you can wait a few seconds on.
15 seconds.
No.
You tell your people that you got 5 minutes, but it's really 15.
General Dave cares. It's a minute. It's a minute. It's not 15 seconds.
That's awesome.
So that is, again, literally the nuclear option. So close that back up. I'm glad that one of our guys was still on duty because I don't trust these settlers that are wandering around to actually stay where they're supposed to. He's supposed to be on duty at all times. A very fun walkway to create in the creation kit, like drooping the rope a little bit, and then I had to go through. That's made up of, I'm gonna say, 40 or so different wood pieces. So I had to like go through and like rotate them just slightly to match the curve of the wires as they went across.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. I thought it was actually flat. That's really good.
So I built that piece by piece. So if you look at it from the side like that, you can see it's got that slight bit of slack to it. Just as an example,
Jeez.
this. See if we can. Yeah, so that's like one of the sections right there.
Oh wow. So you just kind of like rotated the boards just a little bit.
Yep.
Nice work.
That one was that was a lot of fun. I mean, the whole build, honestly, this build has been proof that, besides the fact that I'm apparently insane, I do still enjoy this a bunch. Like, this was such a creative, fun, dark build. I love those caravan shotguns. They look awesome.
Is she like burned?
Yeah, she's definitely a bit burned up there.
Yeah, or something.
Something's going on. I even made this little wooden like platform to connect to it. This bunker right here, as you can tell by the pillars up front, would have been probably chipped apart in a couple different pieces and reassembled here on site. It's a pretty small bunker. You didn't think the little sandbag bunker was the main defensive point for the whole prison. This is really the holdout bunker, if you will, for guarding the entrance. And also because it has one of our nuclear reactors, which I just turned off. Let's fix that. These shutters close securely in case of an emergency. That haircut is not RangerDave approved. That is that's gonna be some demerits.
He's gonna manage the nuclear bomb button. That's totally a minute to get him out.
yeah, totally an accident, guys. But in the last stand bunker, as you might imagine, you've got some extra M14s and ammunition for holding out. But besides shooting down onto anyone trying to escape the main gate that goes down to all the prison, it also has, if you open the shutter right here, you have firing lines for all the stairs coming down from this entire part of the quarry. So if anybody gets through, the warden's been overrun, the towers have been overrun, they've knocked down the gates and the doors up top, you still have to come down these stairs with both windows firing away. There's always one guard on duty at all times. If the siren sounds, 2 guards.
I just thought of a cool idea you could have done on the stairs is have a little like explosives on this. You like hit it and they're just like, they're coming down the steps.
That's pretty good.
No, the nuclear option.
That's like a World War II scenario, like blow the bridges.
Yeah. We're all going down.
Notice how all of my defensive plans involve getting the prison up and running again as soon as possible. No permanent destruction, minus the giant nuclear bomb, which is the ultimate, it's all gone
minus
wrong.
the total destruction.
yeah, we want no total destruction except for the one option
Safety
that involves
and peace,
total
justice,
destruction.
safety.
Outhouses.
Yeah.
Gotta keep them close for the guards.
Yep.
How many farms in the Commonwealth have lost their outhouses now as we drag them off on Brahmin carts? This will go great in my prison. I need 12.
Have we still yet to explore that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We got some extra prisoner cages here. Or for holding nuclear bombs, it's very versatile in cages. You can hold prisoners, nukes, anything.
Did you have delivered content? A lot of content in this,
Like,
this build.
Capital C
Oh my
content.
gosh. I can't force people to appreciate this, but if I could, I would force you all to appreciate this.
So to Joel's horror, we still haven't gone up to the guard barracks yet. This is the last leg though, Joel. Stay with me. You got this, buddy. See, this is why you didn't come back for 6 months. It's because you knew what was going to happen.
Because when I came back, I was going to be here for 6 months.
I built up some extra platforms here to deal with all the debris, some of the heavier rocks that it's just not worth the effort to move them out of the way. Just build a platform on top. But in true Dave fashion, this is built up of like all kinds of different pieces. There's iron girders in the wall, corrugated metal on top, and railings, and your lantern, and yeah. We just go up this way. Again, the same concept on this wall. Wherever there's a point where people could use the walkways, there has to be a access point that is secured.
Who has the keys to all this?
The guards on rotation.
Okay.
So I imagine that whoever's going off duty is the person who like lets the next guard in, because you don't want the keys to be out there. So you have to be let back in. But same concept here for the wall. To secure it, you've got your iron girders into the stone to hold the wall into place. Especially because that wall right there is kind of, the ledge is very wavy, so you gotta add some extra girders. And knocked a girder right there into the side wall of the quarry to get our small staircase up here. This place has some absolutely huge staircases. Like that alone, that's imposing right there. So that's the warden's house. That's the far watchtower. That's the main entrance over there. Don't forget this.
I just realized we're gonna see another shower room, aren't we? Because we don't know. We haven't seen where the guards are, where they sleep. Settle in, everyone.
Time for some math.
There's still a lot to see.
Got more stairs that go up this way.
Someone done lied to me.
Only a little bit left. All bathrooms. Just one giant, soldier shower house. Up here is the top guard platform for. This is the northwest side, I think. Again, same concept. It's crazy to try and wall in the entire place. So where it's difficult to climb down, we go with pikes, barbed wire, more easily constructible defenses. And then some strong points like these bunkers to help defend it. So if you get down here and you can see firing right uphill, but that's actually kind of nice in a way. Unless you get a sniper in the rocks, in which case sucks to be this guard.
Yeah.
You can see, I'll go into free cam briefly here. You've got turrets on platforms to help protect the lighting system, which feeds just a low light to down below, because we can't power that whole thing. It's like low power, but it gives some nice ambient light down to just the general prison area. And you've got all the barbed wire and stuff that goes around this side like this. And then you've got your old chain link fences that date back to the quarry. So, anybody attacking this, that's the staircase they have to come down from that direction. Like, again, sure, you can climb down this way, maybe. That's like, what, 20 plus feet? If that's 2 staircases, that's a big leap. And if you hit hard enough to roll, you're just going off the next one. Like, climbing down that is a good way to die really horribly. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom the camera this way so you can see that we've got pikes and barbed wire to help protect against anybody trying to climb over those.
Yeah, it's mostly just going to slow people down till your guards spot them.
Yeah, I mean, even this wall right here, that would... yeah, you can probably climb down that, but that's a little steep.
I mean, you got to be hardcore. I mean, you can bring rope. I mean...
True. At which point, you're in the medieval castle siege scenario where you have to fight and climb down at the same time.
Yeah, you're going to get caught.
Yeah. As much as it bothered me to not be able to just cover everything in walls, because that is my nature, wall it in, protect it, order and safety, it was fun to kind of come up with solutions for how do you protect a giant quarry in the ground from people attacking from the outside.
That'd be a good challenge. What can you build, Dave, without any walls? Nothing.
Giant treehouse. Or completely underground. As far as I can go.
As far as I can go.
Yeah, some guards have been inspired here with some impressionist artwork.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. He should stick to his day job.
Yeah. I made a square.
Yeah, I should go back to garden stuff. Big holes in the ground. Seal up our door right there. That walkway, complete with our lantern right there, brings us to the guard quarters. This I imagined as the brick part right here. I imagine this as a pre-war administration building up here on the cliff edge, because they're not mining up here anymore. So it's back far enough that a small admin building would make sense for a quarry, and then of course you have the the wooden part that the raiders would have added on, for their part. So I made use of both of those, and now we've got a Minutemen kind of lounge area, dining area. This is their outdoor cafeteria, essentially. Now, the guards here at the quarry are living a little bit rougher compared to some other settlements because they rotate out occasionally. You're not living here. This is a barracks essentially. Someone's got some General Dave graffiti on the wall right there. And this is what their barracks looks like. Get my light off there. Got, of course, your reading material. Well, someone's reading that Watchmen comic again. I don't like that. That might be banned literature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Get delusions of grandeur. They get delusions. You got your checker game on the floor. Minutemen painting, as you do. Minutemen poster, as you do. And, some RangerDave safety tips.
It says, always be prepared. No matter if you're heading out for a day hike or a weekend adventure, always tell a friend or family member where you're going and pack plenty of water and snacks. Don't forget extra batteries for your radio and your binoculars to enjoy the wildlife.
Always be prepared.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing that the Minutemen are here, it's prepared. Attacks from the inside, attacks from the outside. I think all we're not prepared for is 4.5 hours of recording, at which point our voices give out.
Revere the tiny hat. Special Forces
Handbook. Everyone's always trained.
I want to be the one to fat man this whole place.
And then you got your bobblehead. This is your nice radio listening lounge. They don't have a huge lounge because again, you rotate out. This is just your barracks lounge. You got your stove to keep the place warm. This is where the guards sleep. This is the former raider shack, so it's rough.
Like the armor school.
You've got some personal possessions, just a couple. Mostly, it's just your lockers. Pretty standard military stuff. Get your helmets, and again, a really good view of what's going on down below. It does please me to see them patrolling back and forth. I will say that. Even if they do run into every single wall along the way, they're trying.
I like that you think that they're patrolling.
That's my head lore for why they're walking into walls. They're inspecting the walls for security reasons. Personal possessions there in the corner with some books. What is that? Oh, it's some of the Riot armor. It's just an umpire outfit.
Yeah.
But all I see is Diamond City armor at this point. And the speaker for the announcements shouting at you in your sleep. That, again, was the General Guard's quarters. And then we have our officers' quarters here. Got some nicer rooms for sure. Got a map of the Commonwealth. And this guy's got airborne small unit tactics. He's an officer. He's reading the big books. Literally the big books. It's freaking huge. And some very nice paintings here. It's one of the modded ones.
So nice.
Someone aged that. Immersion friendly.
Really?
Yeah. Looks good.
Does that
please me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
What also pleases me is bathrooms.
They're colorful. I like that.
You got the curtain here.
Oh, that water.
This would have been, of course, the bathroom for the admin building when it was still an active quarry before the war. Now it's the officer's bathroom.
General Dave has fixed all of the wasteland. Created order and safety. Still doesn't have a working mirror.
That's a working mirror. It's just someone needs to clean that. That is disgusting.
Yeah.
That's horrifying. And this is actually one of the tools that we used to make this build possible in lore, obviously. Power armor designed with a construction setup in mind. So it's got a jetpack. So we would have used, I
don't think I ever did the jetpack in the game.
Me either. I just never appealed to me. But for this settlement, it made a lot of sense that we would have a bunch of people in construction power armor with jetpacks to move some of these big cranes around and stuff like that. So that's how I see some of the larger construction being accomplished, is a bunch of units of construction power armor, which now is just the one, you know, for maintenance. This build, in lore-wise, is basically complete. And you've got your power armor station out here, and some extra sandbags to protect the, well, the officers' quarters, I guess, is about all that protects from attack from the front of the settlement. And then you can see we've got, right here, this little nook that I found just required some sandbags. That was just, look how cozy that is. You shoot right down at the front gate.
So cozy.
For murder. Murder holes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And whereas the officers get their own bathroom, the men have to use the outhouses uphill right here. So tucked away right there.
Yeah.
Somebody's been here because all these doors are open. Somebody's been using these. Let's just take care of that. You got your outhouses. And then this is the upper wall that actually I did build. This was a bit flatter. I was like, you need some elevation to really lock this down. And
is that a little gap right there? Is it fence?
I don't think so. Maybe you had a grenade with like a 2-minute timer you could roll down the hill. Right towards the outhouse. Just try to get it right in the side.
Oh, what's this? Oh!
What a horrible way to die! I'll show you what the walls look like from the outside here, because we
Can't wait to see the walls.
Walls and bathrooms. I know that they're your favorite. I wasn't gonna skip it. You thought I was gonna skip it. I know how much you love it.
I appreciate that, Dave.
I'm here for you, buddy. Every possible pikes and yeah, there's every possible entrance way.
Okay, now I remember the side. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's the side with the medical area and the outer guard booth and the holding area. So that's the whole entranceway right there. And then again, there are signs all the way around. Just for me. I wasn't planning to go out here, but we're here now. So I guess it's for you guys too then.
It's for me.
It's to make Joel suffer. So that brings us, Joel, the last element of the entire build. You don't trust this at all.
What is left?
Besides, you know, we have some basic power facilities on the roof of the barracks, but this is kind of fun. I imagined the guards aren't here full time; they rotate out. So for the cooking area, I imagined a camp style cook area. We have this cool looking ledge here with Minutemen posters reminding you who's fighting for your family. I imagine an outdoor cook area, almost camp style. So you have your hanging lights, and you've got some just rough, simple shelving. They don't keep a ton of food on hand. Like, they don't need to hold out for a week. Sanctuary and Bedford Station are next door. A different kind of cook area with some tarps, just nestled kind of here in the side of the quarry, making use of the natural terrain just to make it fit in. But that is actually, Joel, that is it. That is the whole settlement.
It's a huge build, dude. Huge build.
I really can't figure out. It might be a little bigger than Sanctuary.
Dude, I think it's way bigger than Sanctuary.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Like, dude, even from across, how big it is? Oh, it's huge. This is huge, dude. Like, it might not be that much bigger, like, you know, width and depth wise, but like certainly, well, in one way, depth, yeah. But
yeah, because it's underground too.
dude, this is much bigger than Sanctuary, much bigger.
Frame rate is currently at 19 for this part.
It's a little bit more stretched out, you know what I mean, in different areas, you know. But I think overall, dude, you created a basement level, mid-level, high level, top level. Yeah, it's massive.
And that's what really worried me. Much like Sanctuary, I kept hitting a point where I'm like, can the game handle this? You know me, like, I want to dot every I. Like, I want to have every entrance secured. I want to have every watchtower. Yeah. I want to have every security camera. I'm like, well, I put 75% of the effort in, and then it looks like it starts crashing and I can't finish it. That's always been my nightmare. And the fact that this is actually finished is a big relief. Not just from the time investment, but just because it didn't explode. It's done. And it works. Dude,
it's huge. It's good work. This is really good work, yeah. What was the last one we did together?
Zamonte Outpost, the Brotherhood Survival Camp. where they were like repairing the vertibird that was crashed.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
before that, it was Bunker Hill with the Hall of Justice. And...
No, this one's really good. I like I really like the like almost like Indian level like towns built inside the like the cave wall, like the like the side of the cliff walls.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I remember seeing some on National Geographic of like Indian. There was like some built in the side. I just love the idea of height and stuff like that. That's why I've always been so excited to like go somewhere like Italy and stuff like this, because it's just so fascinating to see like buildings, societies living on these little rocky crag sides. And I you incorporated a lot of that from the basement area of like like the creepy Pleasure Island pirate lagoon almost.
This looks like
looks like a pirate lagoon.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and then you have the higher like mid-tier dwelling, and it was really good.
You're literally moving up in the world as you go higher.
This is great. I think what's really fun about your builds is you seeing your builds always like it makes me like get other ideas like, oh, you could totally do this, or what if you had this. And I think that's a really good testament to the creativity of your builds.
Oh, thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that you can't help but want to be like, oh, what would happen if this was here? And so I'm sure there's many others who come back watching your videos think the same way. They're like, oh man, I didn't think of that. I could have done this. Like, I just made me think of my version of this. Like, I wanted to like strap a bed out in the middle, and like the crazy drunks, like you're allowed to survive, but you have to sleep out one night unhooked, and just like don't roll off. All the fun like crazy contraptions I could create here, but I wouldn't. But you did it.
That's the thing is, again, the time investment is becoming more and more difficult to justify, but I absolutely still love doing this. This is so much fun. And the problem that I have is I will finish a build like this and be like, never again, this was too big, this was too much. But like you said, this inspires like 10 other connecting builds. I'm like, ooh, this connection could be over here with this new concept, and it's a dangerous road to go down.
Dude,
Joel.
People aren't ready for us playing Fallout 76 together. We gotta have we gotta have a community night where we like see if anybody can join our server or whatever it is. I don't know how many players.
However it works, yeah.
That'd be fun, yeah, because we're gonna be building some just wacky stuff, I'm sure.
Well, guys, to finish things up, now that Joel has finished fulfilling his contract by singing my praises, and the paycheck will be deposited when the bank's open in the morning, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna simulate a riot in the prison.
The only thing they're escaping is escaping life.
They're escaping the general. Like,
they're escaping their own life into committing suicide, pretty much. There's no way out. This place is literally the Rock.
So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to spawn in like 30 raiders, and this game may actually finally crash. We've been running the game nonstop since, it's 11 o'clock now, since 6:30.
We've been doing this for a while.
The game, this engine is a champ.
You're a champ, Dave. You're a champ. For all those hours you spent in
I'm not giving you a bonus. We've got 25 raiders down below and 25 on the mid tiers. This is like the prison is overpopulated and they're all gonna riot. Let's see how things go.
Oh, hell!
That's one settler injured. Ironically, at the fighting pits. She's got a Mosin. Look at that. That's a cool animation.
She's not even aiming now. Firing from the hip.
These guys are going to defend their right to work for me. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright guys, we tried to spawn people,
Time to jump the nuke.
we tried to spawn people down below to fight it out, but the game's actually having a really hard time processing what they're supposed to be doing. I can't even pull my gun out. The game is cranking so hard. What we're going to do is let our turrets do all the work. The gate's open right now, the front gate. I'm just going to spawn in additional bad guys and see what the turrets do. Whoa! There's the answer.
Immediately being shredded. They're all in shock.
Let's make it 50. Let's just see if the game will just crash.
That guy got slammed.
Dude, he got launched. He's gone. Quickly to the observation tower. Oh! I made a huge mistake.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, the AI is having a really hard time. Protect your general turrets.
This just is a massacre.
Alright guys, so as you can see, this settlement is so large, the game can't handle it. The AI cannot figure out what to do. I actually, yeah, I cannot pull a gun out right now. I was going to grab the fat man and just... We're just going to call it here and watch as the game crashes. Joel, final thoughts as Rome burns.
This was an explosive build.
Wow. Again, still not going to give you a bonus.
Dang it! No, this is great. This is a really good build.
Thanks.
You spent a lot of time on it, and I think you pulled it off. It's really cool. It was neat seeing all the ways you tuck things into nooks and crannies and pathways and stuff like that.
So many nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
Is it the darkest Minutemen build so far?
Oh, Minutemen build? Yeah, I would say so. I think so. Yeah. I mean, the only other one I can think of is the other one that you were gonna blow up the plane. You know, remember it had the failsafe for blowing up that plane that the Brotherhood I think we're building.
Yeah, well,
something like that.
We also had the massacre of the Brotherhood at Vault 88.
Yeah. But no, this, yeah, of course, yeah, this is. Whoa! Look at that the worker guy just walked over and just went right off.
Turns up here, getting in on the action.
They're probably shooting that guy.
Whoa!
Well, I wonder if there's been as more people die, like the AI picks up.
I think so. Yeah. Okay. The laser turrets on the tower look awesome.
You better trust that computing in there. All you need is a hacker, and all your kingdoms are fallen. Dang,
look how fast they are.
Whoa.
One of the rocket turrets on the edge just activated. Yeah, that's really terrifying.
Oh, here they go.
Yeah, it's hard for me to judge the darkness because Oh. There's a limb just flying through the air. I don't even know where that rocket turret is.
Like, stand still. The turrets can only see movement.
The dog's just looking. I mean, the massacre.
What is rolling down there?
It's the NVIDIA.
Oh, okay.
It's the NVIDIA, like, it's pretty cool. It's like the physical particle effects. The massacre at Vault 88 was dark, but that was at least done to my technical enemies. This feels like I'm starting to clamp down on, like, my own people now. So
Oh, yeah.
It's feeling pretty dark.
There's going to be some end to your character, I feel like.
I feel like it won't be a good end, much like our attempted riot here.
Yep.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this bit of that story. And how is this game not crashing yet? Look at all these pieces of debris. How?
12 threads. Or 12, is it 12 threads?
12 threads. 6 cores, 12 threads.
6 cores, 12 threads.
Worth the investment. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. I ain't scared.
Like, what does that even do?
It's for head bashing.
It pretty much is. Oh my word. Wait, what corner?
The corner back there. Stay with me, Joel.
It is now day 47. The build is still going. We are at the final 4th.
I didn't say we were done yet.
No! Ah!